What's up, dudes? I've got a question for you. It's kind of inspired by an old friend of mine, actually. You ever meet somebody with like a funky job? Maybe it's a cool job, maybe it's a shitty job, maybe it's just a straight up weird job, like, I don't know, jellyfish kicker or something. Yo, Dave, how did you become the local zoo's jellyfish kicker? And he's like, I don't know, man, I just kind of fell into it. Or my uncle was championship jellyfish kicker in 1973 or something. And you kind of think to yourself, is that what he wanted to do? Like when he was a kid, did he sit around in his bedroom between wanks thinking, I would love to be paid to kick jellyfish? I feel like I could revolutionize the way that people currently kick jellyfish. I bet I could kick the most jellyfish. Okay, I'll tell you why this thought came to my head. Back in the day, when I was young, strong, attractive, and sex appeal, I could go on, I used to do something called trials, right? Push bike trials, which is jumping up and down walls and rocks and whatever the fuck else is in your way when you're on a push bike. I used to ride with a guy from school. He was a year above me, well, a couple of guys, but this one particular dude was the year above me at school. He ended up leaving to go to university and, you know, do whatever the fuck you do to secure yourself a future, study a subject that you're interested in, whatever. And I honestly haven't seen him since. It transpired that he's now back home on the Isle of Wight and working in a bar. He left uni. I don't know if he couldn't find a job or he just didn't want the kind of job that he'd studied for. I don't really know. He ended up not working in whatever field it was that he'd studied, and now he's behind a bar and he still doesn't really know what he wants to do with his life. That's alright. And I figured, you know, that probably happens to so many people. Not a lot of people really know what they want to do, and they kind of fall into something, whatever it is. I don't know, jellyfish kicking, cow tipping. I don't know why all these jobs involve animals. It just seems like a lot of people end up somewhere kind of by accident. Oh, like that little rabbit there. I think he ended up there by accident. And then I got thinking, this is where it's dangerous, I got thinking about school, right? And I'm not retarded. I'm not retarded, but I didn't really get on at school. I had the ability to do well at school, I just didn't give a shit. Does that make any sense to some of you? I'm sure there are some of you out there that can relate to what I mean. You have all these predefined lessons and all these predefined subjects, like, I don't know, geography. Today we're going to learn about Yemen or something, and you're 12 years old. You go, I don't give a fuck about Yemen. I like Digimons and porn. Teach me about Pokemans and tits. So everyone's got this thing, this hobby that interests them. I mean, look at all the careers that exist now because of things like the internet that never would have existed before. Vlogging, for instance, is one of them. There's all kinds of shit. But previously it was a little bit kind of cookie cutter, I guess, in the 50s or the 40s, 60s, whatever, back in the day when everything was black and white and colour didn't exist. Sorry, mum. They would say to a little girl, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she'd say an astronaut, and they'd say a secretary or a receptionist. Perfect. Or a little boy, what do you want to be when you grow up? A fireman. You want to work in the mines or a factory? Perfect. And it just didn't really kind of work out that way. No one really got to chase a certain dream or do a certain thing that they were genuinely interested in. You might say to your career advisor, I want to walk on the moon, or I want to revolutionize geology and study under the surface of Mars. And they'd be like, yeah, but have you thought about working in retail? Have you thought about working in marketing? Eh? I can't believe it's not butter. Well, I'm fucked then. Guess I'll pick strawberries in a field somewhere and get epilepsy through some kind of chemical fertilizer that's banned everywhere except here. I just feel like life's a little bit fucked up. It's hard for some people to find their place and be happy. So many people that I know work these jobs that they actually hate. All they do is complain about how shit their job is. Their boss is a prick, or they sit in a cubicle all day. They just hate it. And there just seems to be so much of that. I thought life was supposed to be awesome. As far as we know, you live one time, so it'd be nice if our one life wasn't shit and we didn't spend 70% of it in a cubicle hating everything. Why is the system the way that it is? I don't understand. To be fair though, there's a great many things that I don't understand, so there is that. I guess I kind of know what I want to do. Kind of. Now that I've landed in the games industry, I like it. Of course I do. It's cool. And when you play games like God of War or whatever, you think, holy shit, I'd love to be part of a project like that one day. That'd be awesome. How proud they must be after 5 years of hard graft to kick that shit out of the door and be like, yeah, look what we made. That's awesome. So I'm pretty committed right now to being the best producer that I can. I've got all these books that I'm reading at the moment to do with agile project management and scrum project management and project management up your ass and all kinds of project management on your dick, project management that's in your face, and all kinds of project management. Now if you were to ask me, am I passionate about project management, I'd tell you to fuck off. Of course I'm not. Who's passionate about project management? Nobody. But that doesn't mean that I can't be the best that I can at it and do a damn fine job, try and be as efficient as I possibly can. Well, for me, really, thinking about it entirely selfishly for me. Because I want a decent job in an industry that I like, making decent money, and the way to do that is to be a fucking good producer, get promoted maybe a couple of times, and end up, I don't know, an executive producer or a production director or something at some fucking big ass company in California or something, make some cool shit, make some good money, and just like enjoy myself. That's kind of the plan. But again, if you were to ask me when I was a kid, hey kid, how'd you like to make burn down charts and remind people to update their estimated time remaining on a task which is a subtask of a story in a project management office? I'd look at you like you just kicked Santa Claus in the penis. I'd be confused as fuck. Why? What are you talking about? So it's funny how you end up places. I guess it's kind of annoying that life is random. You could land yourself in a shit job, but be super positive, work hard anyway, and your boss promotes you, and then you know what? You end up in a really good place later on. Who the fuck knows? Or you could be the unlucky guy whose boss is a prick and you never get promoted anyway, and then you die in your 30s getting hit by a bus after working overtime. I'm rambling and I don't really know what direction this video has taken. I feel like I've just drunk a whole bottle of whiskey or something and I'm just lecturing a young person the other side of the table who's desperately trying to get away, but I'm ignoring all the hints, all the subtleties, the stepping backwards, the monosyllabic replies. You know, I'm just carrying on anyway. So I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna go now and just thank you for your patience. You rape. So thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, I've been Smo. You guys have been awesome, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.